loudest person in the room is almost never the one in control. They are simply the one begging for it. We have been conditioned from a young age to fear the quiet ones. Society tells us that silence is antisocial, that it is a sign of weakness or social ineptitude. But this is a comforting lie. It is a lie created by fragile egos to protect themselves from the piercing gaze of the observer. Human beings are terrified of a void. When a conversation falls completely silent, the untrained mind panics. It babbles. It over-explains. It bleeds information. The master of human behavior watches this happen without moving a single muscle. They know that while the loud man is desperately trying to convince the room of his value, the quiet man is calculating the exact worth of everyone in it. The truth is, the most dangerous people you will ever meet do not shout. They do not threaten. They do not boast. They remain perfectly, terrifyingly still. Today, we expose the architecture of the quiet mind. We will explore the 4 dark truths behind why the most formidable individuals choose weaponized silence over useless noise. The first dark truth is the vacuum of confession. In the brutal theater of human interaction, words are currency, and most people are spending themselves into absolute bankruptcy. They speak to fill the dead air. They speak to feel seen. They speak because the silence forces them to listen to the agonizing echoes of their own insecurities. The quiet mind understands this vulnerability perfectly. They do not just tolerate silence. They weaponize it. When you sit across from someone and refuse to react, you are not just being quiet. You are opening a psychological abyss. Imagine the scenario. Someone makes an aggressive claim or attempts to manipulate you into a defensive position. The average person bites the hook. They argue. They justify. But the dangerous individual simply looks them dead in the eyes and offers absolutely nothing. No smile. No nod of agreement. No frown of anger. Just an empty, unreadable void. Nature abhors a vacuum, and human psychology abhors it even more. Within seconds, the other person will feel an unbearable pressure to fill that void. They will start talking just to relieve the tension. They will begin to negotiate against themselves. They will reveal their hidden motives, their fears, and their true limits. The silent observer does not need to interrogate them. They simply hold up the cold mirror of the void and let the victim interrogate themselves. You do not need to pry secrets from the weak. If you simply stay quiet long enough, they will hand them to you willingly. The second dark truth is the concealment of strategy. In a war of information, visibility is your greatest liability. The person who cannot stop talking is constantly broadcasting their exact coordinates to the enemy. When you speak, you reveal your desires. You reveal your triggers. You reveal exactly what offends you and exactly what makes you proud. You are willingly handing over the blueprint to your emotional operating system. Once a manipulator knows your blueprint, they own you. They can pull your levers and watch you dance like a puppet on a string. But the quiet mind is a locked fortress. They sit in the shadows of the chessboard, moving their pieces with cold precision, while their opponent swings blindly in the light. You cannot attack a target you cannot see. You cannot manipulate a desire you do not know exists. By remaining silent, the dangerous individual becomes completely formless. They absorb data while offering zero intelligence in return. They listen to the boasts, the lies, and the frantic strategies of the people around them, cataloging every weakness, mapping every blind spot. By the time they finally decide to make a move, the battle is already over. They have won before they even placed a piece on the board, because they forced their opponent to play against a ghost. Silence is not the absence of a strategy. It is the absolute perfection of it. The third dark truth is the rejection of emotional contagion. The Stoic philosopher understands that the external world is a storm of irrationality, driven by fragile egos and petty conflicts. When a room descends into chaos, when voices raise and tempers flare, the average mind is instantly swept away by the current. They absorb the frantic energy of the crowd. Their heart rate spikes. Their logic fractures. They become infected by the emotional disease of the people around them. The dangerous individual refuses the infection. They view silence as an impermeable shield. When the storm hits, they do not try to yell over the thunder. They become the stone breakwater against which the chaotic waves crash and dissolve into nothing. They observe the anger and panic of others with the detached curiosity of a scientist watching insects in a jar. They realize that engaging in the drama, defending their pride against baseless insults, is a massive downgrade to their own mental software. Why step down from your throne to fight a peasant in the mud? Let them thrash. Let them scream. Let them exhaust their pathetic energy fighting phantoms. The quiet mind retains absolute, unbreakable sovereignty over its internal state. They know that whoever controls their own emotions, controls the entire room. True dominance is the cold discipline to watch a fire burn itself out, without ever offering it the oxygen of your reaction. The fourth and final dark truth is the projection of infinite threat. There is a primal instinct buried deep within the human brain, a survival mechanism inherited from our ancient ancestors. We do not fear the wolf that howls at the moon. We fear the wolf that makes no sound at all as it stalks us through the tall grass. Noise is predictable. Silence is the terrifying unknown. When you choose not to speak, you force the people around you to project their own worst fears onto your blank canvas. If they are guilty, they will assume your silence means you know exactly what they have done. If they are incompetent, they will assume your silence means you are judging their flaws. This unpredictability breeds a dark, suffocating intimidation. People naturally revere what they cannot categorize. They will walk on eggshells around you. They will offer you a cautious, profound respect, simply because they cannot figure out how to trigger you. You become an unsolvable puzzle in a room full of open books. It does not matter if you are actually plotting their ruin, or simply enjoying the peace of your own mind. The illusion of hidden power is just as effective as the power itself. Step back into the dark corners of your mind. Stop fighting for cheap attention. Stop offering your valuable thoughts to minds that cannot process them. Let the weak expose their hands. Let the insecure drown in the desperate noise of their own making. The quietest person in the room is the only one who truly sees the board. Observe quietly. Speak less. Subscribe to Noble Habit to master mental fortitude and human psychology.